If a man gonna be a man, are you really a woman? Why you don't cook? Why you don't pay more attention to me like you pay attention to your eyelashes? A 50-year-old ain't got no baby hair. Why do you wait till you were 45 to get braces? It's shit like that. Like you wait till you 45 years old to get braces.
Don't you know this is true? A man is just a man.
God made Adam a suitable helpmate. And he made that helpmate not because she's weaker, but because God has given men a capacity and a responsibility that women do not have. And we have to be honest about it.
And that capacity is commonly referred to as masculinity for men and femininity for women. Women want to be treated as the weaker sex by men. And by that I mean they want you to, for example, open the door for them when you go out on a date, or they want you to pay for all the bills on this date. See? But the minute a man outwardly acknowledges that a woman is the weaker sex, all hell will break loose, brethren. The man is now classified as a hater of woman. To survive in this world, masculinity is needed and femininity is the thing that makes survival worth it. Masculinity is here to protect and make sure femininity can flow from a woman like water.
We can say he's not a man, he doesn't know how to lead, he doesn't whatever. There's still a capacity inside of him that God did not give us as women. And one of the biggest examples that I can give of that, imagine it's raining and you're in New York City. And if you've ever been to New York City or in France and it starts raining and people start selling umbrellas on the street, those $5, $10 umbrellas, they're not worth much, but they get the job done until you get home. Imagine you have that man. You have the man that gets the job done, isn't anything special, but he gets the job done. That man, no matter how little you view him, is made to handle the rain. You were not made to handle the rain, but you were made to hold up that which can handle the rain. If you didn't have that umbrella, you would come back home smelling like what you were poured on, what poured on you. When a man comes back in as that umbrella, he gets dried quickly, water repellent, it falls off of him, and no matter how equipped you thought he still was built for the rain. The difference also, some of you want that Neiman Marcus umbrella. Some of you want the wood handle. Those things are heavy. And if God gave you a man like that, then you have to be the woman that can hold up that man. Because an umbrella that is not used, it can be for the rain, for the sun, it shields, it provides shade, it allows what's under it not to be touched. We are the vessel, not weaker. We are the vessel that was meant to let the one that God gave us be held up and used for what he was made. So now, as a wife, I want to say, I don't want to get wet. I don't want to sunburn. My skin's not built for that. So instead, I'm going to let the man be who he was meant to be. And if God gave me, which he did, my man's about as heavy as this table. That means God made me capable of holding him up. If my man is not doing what he was made to do, it's because I, as his wife, am not holding him up. One thing I will credit myself to is that man can come and do what God has him to do, because on the back end, he is being held up and held down. Not about me, but to say this about submission. If you think submission is because the man is doing what you believe is right for a man to do, then you've missed your assignment before God.
Now listen, if you only submit when you agree with the man, that is not submission. Submission is trusting the man you pick to be the leader, especially if you marry that man. So if you trust his leadership, stop undermining what he does for the family. You pick that umbrella, but show no appreciation for what that umbrella does for you.
God will bless your obedience as being a wife. The Bible's full of it. Ephesians and Corinthians in the Old Testament. Just start looking for them. And please read Love and Respect. It will change your life. Submission does not make you a weaker vessel. It just makes you the part of the machine that is needed to function, but entrusting somebody else's responsibility that's what they were made for, to do what God has made them to do. So I value submission. Submit one to another is not in the same way. He is not going to submit to me the way I'm going to submit to him. That's not even biblical. As he submits to Christ, so I submit to him who has submitted to Christ. If God has made the man the head of the house to love his wife as he is to love the church, God is going to hold him to a standard. God is also going to hold you to a standard. And it's not going to be dependent on, did you value him, or did you do right by him because he did right by you, or you did right by him because you did right by what God commanded you to do. You will see a dynamic transformation inside of your home when you begin to obey his word. Submission is our safety as wives. Submission is your safety as a wife. Whether you have, because I want to believe if you married him, he has good intentions. Even if he doesn't have, or if you're with him, or if you love him, it's because you believe that's a good person, even if they don't have it together yet. Keep trusting God, but allow your heart to not be tainted if he's doing right by you. God will make him do right by you. God knows how to reach the man that he gave you so that you don't suffer and cry, so your child doesn't suffer and cry, and so you don't live in a house that is just like what you've always seen. You will be the chain breaker of marriages and relationships and love in this life if you just do it God's way.
People forget that marriage is not just about happiness. Marriage is about duty, and sometimes even the things that make you happy, sometimes you are unhappy doing them when you know you should do it. And so when you see it as a more of a duty, things you are supposed to do regardless of if it makes you happy or not, you will see it in a different light. This applies to all aspects of life. For example, let's say you want to lose weight due to a health condition you have going on. You can't just eat properly and exercise only when it makes you happy. You have to do these things at times when you don't want to do it. See? That's marriage right there. And with that, let's hear from Miss Ross.
I mean, we've talked about this, that often I date younger men. And a lot of it is because...
Let's stop on that, folks.
Oh my God, we had a great dinner. We had a great dinner, by the way, where across the table, your husband goes, "But why?" And I said, "Well, maybe because I can."
Yes, Parish. This is what I'm saying. Tales from Tracy's.
It's fun. It's very fun to share.
Tracy tale.
But
you date a younger woman.
But one of the reasons, though, that because I had to ask myself that question, I was like, "What is this about?"
Yeah.
Because I want a partner, and so often, and it's not just that I'm older. I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous?
There's that.
But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize, I have no interest in it, and I will not do it again.
This is why masculinity is in an all-time low right now. These people have been in charge for a while now, and if you don't accept their crap that everybody is equal, then you are not for me. You must accept whatever nonsense she believes, or else you must be a toxic masculine man. These women want to rewrite what masculinity is. Brethren, these women are okay with biological males taking part in women's sports. See? These women identify and are okay with such thing as gender fluidity. See, a man can come and say he's a woman tomorrow, then the next day he can say he's a man. There are billions of men out here, but Miss Ross doesn't want to be under the protection of a man, nor does she want his provision. She'd rather let these young men clap them cheeks while they are lying to her about being with her forever. My lions, Miss Ross is rich, famous, attractive, and in shape, and she's surrounded by many well-to-do men, and not one of them wants her or is willing to let her run over them.
I tried dating women my age. That's the hardest shit in the world.
Oh man.
They stuck in their ways. They wonder why they can't keep them.
Now look, you know they gonna get you for this now.
I wouldn't give a damn. Them old hoes need to lower their standards and realize that unless you want to
Trick, no.
unless them hoes unless they want a swap out, that's a swap out artist. Unless them bitches want a yes man or a paymaster, bitch, I'm the sugar daddy with no sugar. Yeah, sweet and low. I'm not doing whatever you don't do, you don't get paid for. Like, stop always complaining. Like, for real, them hoes stuck in their way. I asked her, where you at? You ain't my dad. I'm not your. I hope I'm not your daddy. I want to know where you at, bitch, in case you get in an accident, in case you get a flat tire. I'm not. See, women want to get treated like niggas. I can't. I don't like niggas. I'm gonna treat you like a nigga. I treat niggas any kind of way. You want to get treated equal, so you telling me you want to get treated like? Because you can never be you can never be me. If a man gonna be a man, are you really a woman? Why you don't cook? Why you don't pay more attention to me like you pay attention to your eyelashes? A 50-year-old ain't got no baby here. Why do you wait till you were 45 to get braces? And shit like that. Like, you wait till you 45 years old to get braces. And now you got your little daughter, 21, getting her body done. 23, and she 23 years old, and she got her titties done. You ain't even have a baby yet. That shit gonna drop. You gonna have to get them done again. You understand what I'm saying? Like, ain't no 40 years old. You're 45, you ain't got baby hairs.
So what age do you normally like? Is it like 25?
Nah, from 22 to 35.
So you cut it out. They can't be past 35.
35, nah. That's right around the time they got life fucked up right there. 35-year-old, a 35. This is about a 35 with a wig on. Let's think about that. Bitches in my area, the only one who wore wigs was bank robbers, drag queens, and mother clowns who are prostitutes. Think about who wore a wig when you were young. Bank robbers.
You said a clown that's a
prostitutes. That's what clown hoes, we call them prostitutes.
Oh, okay. I was like,
like prostitutes, bank robbers, and drag queens. That's who wore wigs. So when you're a 40-year-old putting on a lace wig. Just think about that. Cut your eyebrows off just to draw them back, and now they crooked. Then some of them get them tattooed in now. I don't want no bitch, no. I don't care nothing about no shaving, no nothing. You ain't gotta shave none of that. Unless that nappy, leave it alone. You can trim it. You can cut it down. One against the grain, mohawk, a landing strip. But you ain't gotta shave that. Don't be talking about, oh no, hell yeah, that's nasty. No, that's when we knew in the 70s and the 80s, we knew she was grown or growing up, because now she got grass on the playing field. That's when we knew. So now all of a sudden, everybody's doing what everybody else is doing. That's why the hoes cannot accuse men of cheating no more. How am I cheating? I'm the same bitch who you want to be like.
Women fail to realize that their relationship value decreases as she gets older. Her options drop as she ages, but most women don't want to face that reality. See? Men, on the other hand, options increases as they age. What Miss Ross didn't want to admit to is that she would prefer to have an experienced man when it comes to physical intimacy. See? A man, on the other hand, does not want that because he would rather teach a woman. A man would also rather have a woman who understands the role she needs to play in his life, and he's going to play his role. All them new age women, yeah? You see Miss Ross, unless her mentality changes, she's going to be one of those women getting old, being alone. All she's going to have is some friends who are probably married, have their own family going on, and she's going to be the only one. She's going to be the auntie that comes over and all the children run to, Auntie, what you bring for me? That's what she's going to be. And she's going to probably die alone. And she doesn't even know that, brethren. See? She's so caught up in the nonsense, the brainwashing that has been put through her over the years. But brethren, hold tight. See? Me gone again.